We're here at the gateway to downtown, probably the most visible and recognizable piece of real estate in downtown Hot Springs. And with me today is Lance Spicer, who, as you know, serves as the Assistant City Manager and City Clerk for Hot Springs. How are you today?
I'm good, Terry. Thank you.
This property has come a long way since the city assumed ownership.
It has. It has. I think we're actually standing really close to the location where the pool deck used to be and the Lanai Tower, previously to the demolition in 2016. So, yeah, the site has definitely come a long way in the about 2 years since the city's owned the property.
Gosh, and nobody more than you has that blueprint in their head as they're standing on this real estate. Can you briefly recap what's happened since the city assumed ownership?
Sure. In 2014, as most people remember, the oldest section, the yellow brick portion of the hotel, partially burned, and was an emergency declaration to demolish the structure was issued. And in doing so, the property owner was essentially cited throughout the process on the remaining structures, and also to clean up the partially demolished section. In about August of 2015, the city went ahead and the Hot Springs Board of Directors made the leap to purchase this property. And in doing so, the city was well positioned to begin the demolition of the remaining structures, which was essentially a lot of the support from the public brought the board and the citizens to that end. And honestly, the projects were 2 phases. The yellow brick portion was demolition was completed. Then with our remaining 3 structures on the site that we're standing here, they were abated and demolished in about an 8-month period. So in about November of 2016, that process wrapped up, and we began our stormwater mitigation techniques, and that's why we have the green grass where we're standing today.
There was a tremendous amount of activity that occurred in 2016, and people watched it unfold and emerge, and an amazing mountain backdrop became evident.
Absolutely.
On the property.
That's one of the unique things about the site itself. It's about 5 acres, and when the remaining structures were removed, citizens traveling down Bathhouse Row and Central Avenue were given a glimpse of probably what hadn't been seen in many, many years. And honestly, I think we've got some of the best views and the most valuable real estate in the city, I think.
So, Lance, the board of directors not only took the courageous step when they saw no one else was going to do so of assuming the property, but they also recently developed guiding principles for its redevelopment.
They did. The board of directors, as part of their strategic planning process, in addition to developing long-range goals, they developed some specific set of guiding principles for this site. And really, they were very thoughtful and deliberate in what they came up with. And in doing so, those guiding principles will essentially kind of provide the framework for any type of proposed reuse or redevelopment that will take place on this site. And really what you're looking at is something that enhances economic opportunities. It also provides quality of life improvements for our citizens, and our visitor experience enhance that. It will also provide the thermal water experience, because we do have thermal water here at the street on this site. And one more thing is that it will respect the arts, culture, and history that is Hot Springs.
So what is the strategy moving forward to involve the public in this visioning process?
Yes. The reuse and visioning process is what we call Phase 4 and Phase 5 of the overall redevelopment. And in doing the redevelopment planning, we'll also be participating with Kansas State University. They are a grantee of EPA, and they provide planning assistance for properties just like this. And Kansas State has reached out to the University of Arkansas, the Fay Jones School of Architecture, and we're in the process of drawing up that final agreement to essentially provide that planning and reuse workshop that'll take place over about an 8-week period.
Now, in order to be able to do any redevelopment on the property, we still need a clean bill of health, so to speak, from ADEQ.
Yes, we're in the process of beginning the Phase 2 comprehensive site assessment. What that is, that's soil and groundwater sampling. I've gotten a relatively finalized schedule from ADEQ. The drilling rigs will be on site the week of May the 8th. So there'll be about 8 to 10 different borings taken in addition to the site and soil sampling taking place at the site.
So about how long do you expect them to be on site to do this assessment?
It's sometimes difficult to say when you're doing that type of analysis, but generally speaking, you're looking at about a 6 to 8 week period for that Phase 2 sampling.
And why is that so important going forward to have the assessment completed?
Whenever you're redeveloping a property that had a historical use that lended itself to hazardous waste, and that being asbestos, above ground oil tanks, etc., like what a hotel would have, you really have to go and do your due diligence so that you can get that clean bill of health and not have any type of deed restrictions when you want to do the redevelopment.
I see. And one other thing that we can mention that recently took place on this site was an opportunity for the public to come and enjoy an event right here in this space.
Yes.
What was the purpose of that? Tell us about it.
Honestly, the site itself, it's come full circle. So now we're getting into the idea phase of what type of reuses we can expect to have here, and honestly, we want the citizens to enjoy this view that we've seen numerous times on site, and we'll be showing a special screening of a movie on April 29th at 9 p.m. And it's a sci-fi classic called Metropolis. And really what's unique about that is that the movie score will be played by a ensemble that will play the score to the pop-up movie screen that will be here.
So by the time this segment airs, the event will have already taken place, but it will give the public an opportunity to stoke their imagination, if you will, as to what could happen here.
Absolutely. It'll be a great segue into our Phase 4 and Phase 5 planning, which is the reuse side of things. So we really hope the community enjoys the movie, but also they kind of take a bigger view of things because, like I said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime project for the city of Hot Springs and its citizens to redevelop something this important.
And our board of directors and city manager are often making that statement that this is one of the most important decisions that'll be made, especially considering the valuable neighbors that we have here at this property.
Absolutely. Downtown, as you can see, it's a bustling downtown. We've got the Arkansas School for Math, Science, and the Arts. I don't know if there's a vacant storefront in the downtown, and we've just got a lot of great things happening, and we're coming into our tourist season for the summer, so we're really excited about everything that's going on.
How great that this is happening at a time when the excitement for downtown development just couldn't be higher, and you can visibly see changes all the time.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times you have to be somewhere for 20, 30 years to see these type of changes. And honestly, in the last 5 years, citizens and visitors alike have noticed a definite change in the downtown streetscape and also the skyline.
And as Lance reminds us, this doesn't happen overnight. There are folks at the city that have been planning for years for some of this to take place, and currently our planning may take more years to unfold, but that's how it works.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to add as we wrap up?
I think we've covered it all. I think so.
Okay, great. Well, it'll be fun to see as in the weeks and months ahead as these steps take place at the Majestic lawn, many people are referring to it, and people have the opportunity to express their ideas for redevelopment. Thank you for joining us today and giving us an update on what's going to be happening.
Thank you, Terry.
Next week we'll bring you more city news.